Alright, welcome back to the first ever... It's filming.
The first ever filmed
Fat One Captain
FaCL.
Mama. We decided to do something a little bit more special. I realized I had these headphones still on, so I'm going to take those off.
People can see that now.
Put them down.
For the big fitty.
For the big fitty. So we do something a bit special. I was going to announce it in the last podcast. But...
Forgot.
Well, no, I didn't forget. I started and you shut me down.
Is that what we were going to announce?
Yeah, I was going to say that we're going to... What did you think I was going to say?
I don't know, I just enjoyed telling you to stop.
We even got a little precious banner made up. I thought it was going to be bigger, actually.
Didn't they give you the exact specifications though?
Yeah, apparently I can't measure.
Okay.
It said 90 by 60.
I'm really glad you're not a carpenter or an architect.
I'm not. I need some life skills. Like that.
We all do. We have podcasting skills.
So, we're going to break these episodes up into 3 parts that are going to come out over the course of this week. I said this week because, you know, when I put it out.
It'll be this week. But saying that kind of...
It negates.
The magic, yeah.
But they'll go up. So this one should go up on the Monday, and then Wednesday, Friday, and then after that we'll put out an audio version of the whole thing.
Sure.
Just letting people know. Okay. Just letting the world know what we're doing.
That's good because I wasn't 100% sure what the plan was either. So
that was my plan.
I'm glad I'm being looped in as they are.
So we're recording this a week out from when it's actually going to go up. So I'm sure there's going to be
which happens most times.
Not always. Usually it's like the following week, but because there's going to be some editing involved, which I don't do for our podcast, which is very apparent to anybody that's listened to any of our shows.
You know that we don't edit any.
Will doesn't edit.
Will does not
Will
edit.
just doesn't fucking edit.
Regan doesn't do much.
You're here.
I just kind of contribute to this.
You show up every week, or I show up at your place every week.
Yeah, it's one of the two. Whatever's closest.
So this first part, this episode, we're going to be talking about Civil War.
Yes.
Which we went and saw on Thursday. The Thursday came out.
It was great.
So, apparently it comes out in America in 10 days. So when this goes up, it should be out, I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
Sure.
It might be out by then, so hopefully no spoilers for anyone.
So for the Grolix guys, maybe don't.
If you don't want any spoilers.
Yeah, probably don't watch this.
Or do. Yeah.
Because what's her name hates us?
Sorry.
Mel?
Yeah.
She hates us. I wish it was a big slab of beef just to put right in front of the camera.
Goddamn beef. No, so we're going to talk Civil War, which we saw on Thursday, and no spoilers, but we loved it.
Yeah, well, I think we're always going to. It was kind of what I wanted. That's a stretch. I wish Batman v Superman was as good.
Was as fun.
Yeah. Well, it was never going to be fun. Doesn't have to be fun. This just made more sense.
I reckon it could be like a little bit fun.
Oh fuck yeah, it could be more fun.
I feel like this is some fun.
But I didn't go in looking for fun. I went in looking for a serious story.
Yeah.
What I got was an incoherent one. But we're here to talk about Civil War.
Yeah. We've talked enough about
the fight scene was probably my favorite fight scene of all time.
Which one?
The big one.
Okay, so the end of the second act, you see it in the trailer. Oh, we are going to do spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, spoilers like always.
They had their big showdown at the airport, which is seen in the trailer and stuff.
Yep.
It's pretty fucking
Highlights, Spider-Man and Ant-Man.
Spider-Man and fucking Black Panther for me. Everything he said, I freaked out.
Of that particular fight, though, I mean.
Oh, that fight. Yeah, I guess like Ant-Man had his big...
He was the comic relief. No, alright. I can't hide my disappointment on here.
No, it's just like every eye roll is captured in stunning HD. I don't think this camera's HD.
In stunning HD.
Yeah.
You really took a leap there.
I did. I think it's going to look that good.
So Black Panther was awesome.
Yeah.
They kind of very cleverly gave you his origins almost. Without giving you a full-on origin story, they explained
who he was,
why Black Panther existed,
why he is the Black Panther,
and why he's Black Panther as well. Yeah, that was cool. It was just very loosely done, but no, not loosely, tightly done.
Tight like a panther.
So yeah, everything he said was awesome. I'm actually really looking forward to the Black Panther movie now.
Oh, so much.
We got a quick snapshot of Wakanda as well.
Yes, we did. We can see it a little bit.
Fuck off, Rock Panther.
Rock Panther statue.
No man, Rock Panther. Rock Panther.
Taking it back. It's called a Rock Panther.
It's a metal panther. I don't know. Fuck.
It looks fucking cool though.
Yep.
Like that whole area, it looked like what kind of should look like. Because in Age of Ultron, when Hulk and Iron Man had their fight, with the Hulkbuster suit, it was kind of said that was Wakanda, or they were near Wakanda because they were near Vibranium Mine.
They were in Wakanda, I think.
Well, no, because it doesn't look anything like what they've just given us for Wakanda.
But you've seen
it was South Africa is where they shot it, and it looked like South Africa. And I feel like they should have just gone with. I guess Wakanda's in South Africa.
No, I'm pretty sure because it came up on the screen saying Wakanda.
Yeah, because it looked barren and
'Cause
desolate, whereas this is like a lush forest.
Is it the queen or princess?
In what context? I need you to continue.
The bald chick.
No, she's his bodyguard.
Oh, because she was supposed to be.
Yeah, there's a scene that she was supposed to be.
Yeah, so which makes me think it was in Wakanda.
Yeah, I want to say Shiri, but I think that might be his sister's name.
Sure.
I'd have to double check. It's been a while since.
Tashiri or Shiri?
Shiri. Tashiri.
So it's not like T'Challa and T'Chaka?
T'Chaka. No. I was actually thinking the other day, what's his fucking last name? T'Challa. Does he have one?
T'Challa Lala.
La la la.
It's probably not true.
Yeah, probably not.
Panther.
Yeah, it's just the thing, like, I was trying to think, because I've read a bit of his comics, a few of his comics now, and, like, I've never seen his last name.
Maybe they never gave him a last name.
Maybe he just doesn't have one.
Stank. T'Challa Stank. Like Tony Stank.
Tony Stank.
Once you see the movie, that'll make a whole lot of sense.
It's a funny gag from the movie.
If you can't figure out what it is,
You're an idiot.
you fucking see it.
You're fucking idiot. Let's go, like, start earlier, I guess. So we have our inciting incident that makes them, like, angry at the...
In the first, like, 45 minutes, I think that happens.
It happens even earlier than that.
Well,
It's
no,
like in the first...
That first fight scene was like 20 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah, it was quite long.
No way was that 20 minutes. 10 minutes tops.
Yeah, I reckon?
Nah.
Think about how much happens from that.
So we have... It's basically the Crossbones scene that he gets.
Yeah, that's all he gets, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all he's going to get. How that fucking ends.
Right. Weird. I mean, like, it's cool, but it was weird that they'd set him up just to, spoilers, kill him off in the first.
And you never find out exactly why or who he's stealing that biological weapon for.
And, back to the other point that I actually looked at you during the movie, Marvel heroes in this movie just flat out kill people.
In what sense? When?
Falcon shoots a guy straight. Point blank range.
Well, that said, though, in S.H.I.E.L.D. they had those ISA guns that...
No, this dude's dead. This dude's dead.
Look, show me the bullet hole, and I'll believe you.
Oh, come on, man. Just come on. Let's not play that game.
I'm going to play that game.
Yeah, you would. Cap knocks a guy off a fucking 4-story building as well.
That's fine. Well, man,
You're committed to this, aren't you? Even, no matter how wrong you are, you're just going to commit to...
I feel like I'm too deep to say that otherwise now.
Yeah,
right?
You've gone too far.
I've committed too much.
Yeah.
I've just got to trumpet and just keep going.
Woo! Nothing better than trumping it. Yeah, so back to the movie.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Played it like a kid. Was awesome.
Oh, he fucking killed it.
And had a really hot aunt. Holy shit.
Unbelievable.
Marissa something.
Marissa Tomei.
That's the one.
Mate.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they kind of play on how hot she is in the
They
movie.
do. I think they really address that because she's supposed to be an elderly crone lady.
Yeah. And he's like your unusually hot aunt.
Yeah.
So, they talk about this in the Kevin Smith podcast, but I still got chills when it happened. So again, Tony Stark, spoilers, goes to find Spider-Man, and you don't know that it's happening, but it comes up on the screen and it just says Queens.
Yeah.
And I literally heard people in the cinema all get fidgety and shit at the same time. Like,
it's like, it's happening.
Like everyone knew it was about to happen, and it was a fucking awesome moment.
They also, they did a couple of things that I thought was cool. They still made him, obviously, like some sort of genius, because he's making this fluid and his stuff himself. But the suit, in every other Spider-Man movie, he makes that end suit himself, and it's like this, like, crazy sort of suit that there's no way a normal human could make without like time and finances, and he makes it like in an afternoon kind of thing.
Yep.
Or he's like, we're supposed to believe that he's like sewed it together.
Yeah.
And in the movie, he has this suit that he's made himself that is just fucking terrible. It's like the first one you see in Spider-Man 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that kind of suit. And he's got these goggles on, and they explain that because of the spider sense,
which he's only had for about 6 months at that point.
Yeah, so 6 months is how long he's been active as Spider-Man. And the goggles that he has, because of the spider sense, it makes like everything more intense. That like everything he like,
so sunlight
sees and
hurts,
feels.
basically.
Yeah, like it's a bit harder for him to like deal.
Focus.
There's too much going on to focus. So he has him to like narrow his vision so he can just focus.
Which was cool.
And it also explains the suit he then gets that you see in the trailer is made by Tony Stark for him.
And so all the fight scenes are done in CGI, and even the scene where he enters and he's like on top of the car is done in CGI. But they do.
You know what it is? I don't think it's entirely CGI. I think the face, because he's masked when he's talking, it's another thing they do. You see his mouth
CGI,
moving all up. That's all CGI for sure.
Yeah. But then
I think him
later on,
standing
you
there-
do see him taking the mask off.
And you
there
see
is
him
an
in the
actual suit.
There is an actual suit, and so that's why I reckon it's only partial CGI. Like
Yeah.
the face and the movement stuff is all CGI for sure.
Yeah. It
But
has to be. We can't really do it.
that no people move like that.
Yeah.
It's insane.
There was he
He's the best
was
part of that.
probably only in the movie for 15 minutes, maybe 20.
Max 15. 12 tops, I reckon. That fight scene, again, I think these fight scenes, they're so good and so well choreographed, I think you think they're longer than they are. They're not that long.
That first one was definitely longer than the middle one.
There was more to it, I think, because there was a lot of build-up. There was a bit of build-up to the fight where they're, like, surveying and, like, watching and waiting and stuff like that.
And like they follow him on the truck and they break into that compound. Then the fight there happens.
It's not 20 minutes, though. It's
But
not.
then they move
it's-
away from there in the village.
Okay, think of it this way. Was it as long as an episode of Rick and Morty? Could you get through an episode of Rick and Morty while that fight scene was going
No,
on?
but it was longer
Well,
than...
there you
I
go.
reckon it's close to 15, 20 minutes.
You said 20.
I'm more right here than you are. Oh, Will, remember that time you said the suit wasn't CGI?
I didn't say it wasn't CGI. I just said it wasn't totally CGI.
No, see, now you're backtracking. Anyway, we will bicker off air.
It's better if we record it.
Ant-Man, again, was a big highlight of that fight. Just, like, made a lot of
Pretty
comedy.
much, he had a lot of funny lines in a very small period of time.
Pretty much everything in that film that he did was funny. Where he meets Cap, when he hands Captain America the shield. No one calls him Captain America. He's like, "I've got your shield, Captain America." And it was charming as fuck. Like,
when he first sees it, first meets him, he's like, and he grabs like, whoa.
and he points at Scarlet Witch. He's like, "I know you.
I know you.
You're cool too." And there's a scene later on where, after the fight, Ant-Man and a couple other people get locked up, and they're all having speeches with Tony Stark. And Scott Lang is getting ready to make a big speech, and he's like, "Oh, Hank Pym told me I could never trust a Stark."
Oh yeah,
and Tony Stark just goes, "Who are you?" And walks off.
He tries to put in his 2 cents. Fuck, man.
"Who are you?" And he just walks away, which is great as well.
Yeah. All his stuff was good. I'm glad the way that they used their Avengers characters was well done. It wasn't ham-fisted in, and it wasn't too much of it.
Yep.
It was still very much a Cap, Bucky, and Iron Man story.
100%, yeah.
With Falcon, a lot of Falcon in there too.
A lot of fun. He, again, was comic relief. The dynamic
Not entirely, but he had his moments.
the dynamic between Bucky and
him is great.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
There's a really fun relationship there, and there's a couple of lines back and forth, almost like
They're
a
competing to be
sibling,
Cap's best friend kind of
who's
thing.
their summer best friend and their winter best friend finally meet, and then
It's
there's
There's a definite rivalry there.
yeah, that was real cute.
The final act is kind of scaled down compared to that big fight because it had to be.
It's more intimate.
Yeah,
definitely.
So we won't spoil that part.
I don't want to spoil what ignites the fight, because by that point
So
it's kind of
both of
simmered
their
out.
mothers had the same name,
Yeah,
and instead of stopping the fight, it started a fight.
he got real shitty that she was
Because
also
only
called.
his mum could be called Martha.
What's Tony Stark's mom called? Go in that for yeah, so other favourite parts of this film definitely was Black Panther. Everything he said, and I think you can vouch this because we were sitting next to each other in the cinema, he would say just the ballerest shit.
And you
every time I would freak out. I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, or you just go, ooh. It was kind of like we were watching different movies at one point because I was like, that was cool, but you would have a very physical reaction to it. Just like, wow, alright. But there was some pretty dope lines.
Basically the first line that got me was just after the embassy explosion, which again, not a spoiler because it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
But he's talking to Black Widow.
Scarlet Johansson.
I was going to say Scarlet Widow.
I get them confused, yeah.
They've got one.
It's hard.
They've got one lady. They put them together. And he's just like, something along the lines of, they're not going to find him, I'll kill him myself.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, it was badass. And then, even at the end, when he decided he's not going to kill that dude, the dude has to kill himself when he puts his hand over the gun and goes, "The living are not done with you yet," or some shit. It was like, dude. Yeah, he was fucking awesome. I'm really looking forward to that movie.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Do you reckon the accent is put on? Because I've never actually heard him talk before.
I think it is.
Yeah?
I think it is. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what the accent was supposed to be, so it's kind of hard to judge. Well, yeah, but it sounds like it's not like Afrikaan kind of accent. It was like a little offshoot of it. So there were times where I was like, that sounds almost kind of European. Whereas when Scarlet Witch talks, I was like, that doesn't sound European. It was very clearly American.
There was one scene where she definitely had a much stronger accent, and I feel like it was the first scene that they shot, and then she gave it.
It's like
and I didn't mind just give it away. Like, we don't need it.
Yeah, but she's done it now.
Yeah, and then but there were moments where you sort of felt it slip back in. Like, that was more subtle, and I appreciated that. When it went like halfway through the movie back into a thick accent, then the next scene it's not there anymore.
It was jarring.
That's when I was like, it's literally she was having a conversation with the Vision, and she had the thick accent, and then something happens, and then like the next scene she's talking with somebody else, and it's gone.
It's kind of like if she's under pressure as an actress, she just forgets to do it.
Maybe.
Like, it was hit and miss. And it was kind of like, even Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who was a good actor in Dark Knight Rises, starts off with this real strong, like...
It's been a while since I watched that film.
Brooklyn almost sort of accent. He's got this like Eastern American slang to it, and just stops halfway through the film. He just stops doing it. And I was like, come on man, you're better than that. Like, so it happens to
us all.
To all actors.
Vision was cool. Yep. I feel like if we're talking like just pure power alone, he is the powerhouse of that.
Yeah, but he's definitely the most restrained.
He was more Superman in this film than Superman's been in 2 films.
Yep. Yeah.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I did like the play on that, the reason that they sort of had this relationship growing. Like, there's nothing, it's like, it's almost romantic. It's not quite there yet, though.
Yeah, it's like,
it's because
they're semi-flirting.
Yeah, that he's not afraid of her, but everybody else is.
Yeah.
And because he just doesn't, I guess he's a robot, so he doesn't have that capacity to be afraid. Or he's just too pure and too good.
Yeah, they give a good reason as to why these two people would get close.
Yeah, and he talks about the Infinity Stone again that's in his head.
Yep.
And it made me realise he will probably die, at least for some portion of Infinity War, because they're going to need to take that thing out of his head.
And so he'll just drop.
Yeah, and I feel like that's his power source, right?
Yeah, well that's him, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what gives him his consciousness?
Well, no, his consciousness comes from the AI mixed with everything else. I reckon the AI will survive, but he won't, and then maybe they'll build a new body that's maybe powered by something else.
Yeah.
Or he'll get the gem back.
Yeah, well, I feel as though, the gems have to be redistributed.
And especially because they've sort of built up a little bit of that relationship now, there could be like some interesting scenes with the Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
I was going to say Scarlet Widow again.
I do it. It's cool.
There was also the other, I guess, like the next most powerful, or like potentially equally powerful, would have to be like Scarlet Witch. She really.
They treat her like she's the most powerful.
We definitely
terrified
in Avengers you don't really see it as much. Oh, like I didn't think so as much, but definitely in this one,
she's learned to hone her powers.
She's fucking powerful. Yeah.
But also not really.
And really, she is the inciting incident as well. Like that's the other thing we haven't really talked about.
Yeah.
The reason that they're afraid of her, afraid of the Avengers, and they want to bring in what are they called, the Sokovia Accords instead of the Civil Registration, the Registration Act.
Yeah.
It's the Sokovia Accords. Because obviously it's linked to Sokovia. Mm-hmm. But she basically, like, there is a situation with a bomb, and she, like, instead of letting it detonate on Cap, it blows out, like, half a building and kills all these people.
Yeah. And she obviously looks fucked up and real upset about it.
Oh, yeah. She's not, like...
But that's what starts it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of it. And that's kind of, like, almost arrest her. And that's really also what sets Cap off. It's not necessarily... he's not for the registration part either.
Yeah.
But he's definitely set off by the fact that they're holding her...
Basically hostage, yeah.
Yeah, like they can't let her
and then by the end of the
compound.
movie, she's like properly in prison with a straitjacket.
Oh yeah, in like a full straitjacket.
Yeah, so it escalates as quickly as you would expect.
Yeah, so after the big battle at the airport, pretty much all of Cap's Avengers are like arrested.
Yeah, except for Cap and
Bucky. At the raft, by the way. Did you pick that?
No, I didn't know.
They called it the raft, and that's what the prison is in Marvel.
Oh,
so that was really cool. And there was a scene, not the same, like in the comic, they make a prison in the negative zone. I was gonna say phantom zone.
Close.
That's not right.
It's the same shit.
In the negative zone, and there's a scene with Daredevil and Tony Stark, and they kind of play a little bit similar in when Tony goes to see them.
Alright.
Like they're kind of like all shitty and like they have these like witty barbs to throw at him.
Well, yeah.
Painful barbs.
Painful barbs.
Almost
arrows.
One thing you were worried about going in that you sort of mentioned after the film was the treatment of Bucky. You were worried going in.
Well, just because it was called
Not
Civil
worried,
War.
but like...
I wasn't worried. I didn't think Bucky would be so central to the story just because of the way the trailers had built it and the fact that it was called Civil War.
Yeah.
But he was well and truly at the heart of it. They really cleverly wound him into the...
It was still very much
conflict.
their story, like Cap's and Winter Soldier's story.
Well, because like when the UN Council is blown up, it's pinned on Bucky.
Yeah.
Which then immediately brings him back to the center of the story, and he's not just this random guy drifting.
Just
The shit that when they brainwash him, that shit's actually terrifying.
Yeah, that was pretty full on, and they use these code words. But you've seen them like film and that all the time, but it was done really well. And I know one of the words was homecoming, and because that's the title of Spider-Man,
yeah,
I was just like,
you were immediately, and that was in the first like.
That's the opening.
Minute of the
That's
film.
That's literally the opening of the film.
Yeah, it was, and then like the one that stuck out to me was like benign, and it was like Homecoming 1, benign,
Freight Train,
and
then there's a couple of numbers in there.
Yeah, it was really off-putting. But the guy who played the villain in that,
Zemo,
he
was good. I quite enjoyed him.
I was trying to figure out where I knew him from. He's in Inglourious Bastards.
And
he's also in a film with Chris Hemsworth called Rush, which is like a racing film. He's a German actor, I think. But he was really
good.
Yeah.
And the fact that he does not get killed makes me think that we don't know what happens after Phase 3, right?
Yeah.
I think one of the next movies, like when they do the next big announcement of like what they're going to do, I think one of them that we're going to see is Thunderbolts, which is like a team of like they're Suicide Squad basically, a team of villains. But this one, it's like they're trying to change and be better, kind of thing,
instead of just being forced into it.
And given they've had a tendency to kill off a lot of their villains, so I guess they'd kind of have to stop with that. But there's some that you could potentially bring back. Like I reckon a Darren Cross would be a good fit. Like a Yellow Jacket would be a good fit in that one.
Yeah, fuck, that'd be a shame.
Like they killed him off.
It's a shame they killed him off.
Yeah, but like there's at least a back way that they could potentially bring him back in. And I reckon because he's still alive and they've got him there, and Zemo originally is like not running, but like involved with the Thunderbolts.
Yep.
I think there is a good chance that might be one of them.
And
it's a property that they own that they haven't got yet, and it's their counter to Suicide Squad as well.
So speaking of properties, well, actually, shit segue, properties they own and don't own. They don't own the Spider-Man property, but it's confirmed that Tony Stark is going to appear in Homecoming.
Yeah, so it's still going to be made by Marvel and everything, but they're sharing profit, or like all the profit goes to Sony, but
Marvel control the creative direction.
But there's also, once it hits a certain limit, then it starts going back to Marvel as well. It's an obscene amount, but it's something probably a Marvel Spider-Man film would make.
A Marvel Spider-Man film will make $2 billion.
Yeah, and it's one of those. I think it was something stupid like $1 billion. Anything past that, you can take.
Honestly, it will do Avengers money.
Yeah, so like Sony, I think has to pay for it still, but the creative control is still laying at Marvel.
Genius move.
I think that's how it's a really confusing deal, but I think that's.
But like
works.
I mean, it's crazy how long. Imagine the Russo brothers. Like, just sitting on this for fucking ever going, holy shit, we're going to bring Spider-Man in.
Yeah, we get to be the guy.
Jim Rash appeared in, at the start, the Dean from Community.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Is he?
Playing a different character. Yeah, he's only in for one episode, but there was a bit of controversy about that online.
Oh, really?
Basically saying they've run out of actors. Like, they're now having to get people to do 2 roles.
I think just like the Russo brothers like that dude because they've worked with him.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that's cool.
They just like him.
I want Joel McHale or Donald Glover to just appear.
Oh my god, that'd be Donald Glover is Miles
Morales. Oh man, can you imagine? Britta is Captain Marvel.
Britta is the pizza roof of your mouth.
The pizza bird on the roof of your mouth.
Oh man, actually, I'm gonna lean forward just to check how long we've been going for. 23 minutes.
We'll run over.
Yeah, we were only going to go for like, that's the thing with this screen going black. It's kind of fucking asshole. So that's fine. We'll cut it off here. I'm sure there's more we can talk about.
This has been very sporadic, but I feel as though we kind of got the main points out of the way.
Spider-Man,
I love the movie.
I could not stop smiling during the Spider-Man stuff. Like, take that as you will, but it was amazing. I loved it so much.
Yeah, it was just really,
it was my everything.
Really fucking charming. Like the way the kid played it.
Yeah, he did well.
They played it young, and they let him be funny, not from him trying to be funny, but just him saying shit.
Yeah,
because he was the whole time he's just kind of bewildered. He's like, "Holy shit, what's going on?"
And he like single-handedly takes on like Falcon and Winter Soldier and kind of like mops the floor with them.
The bit where he jumps on Falcon's back and he's like, "You have the right to remain silent."
Yeah.
I fucking lost it.
Yeah, he's just like a kid, and he's just like, "I feel like I should say this thing."
Yeah.
And then like he keeps bantering, and at one point Falcon's just like, "Oh." There's not, I don't know, it's like, have you ever been in a fight before? There's not usually so much talking. He's like, I'm sorry. Alright.
I'm gonna go re-see it.
Yeah, I definitely do, because the whole way through, I was kind of just waiting for Spider-Man to appear.
I was as well, because I knew the Queen scene was coming.
And I was enjoying it so much, but there was just that little bit in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, I just can't wait to see Spider-Man, where is he? And now that I know where he comes in, I can sit and enjoy it. That's why like second viewing of BBS was much better because I knew
Yeah.
what was happening when I went in.
There is like
The level of stress wasn't there.
Well, for me at least, there was a bit of a build up after that first action scene, waiting for shit to get rolling. Wasn't painful, but I was definitely like, I know where this is going. I need you to get there.
Also, before we sign off, 2 post-credit scenes, save for both.
Yes.
I'm glad I found that out beforehand because we went and saw it. Like, ended quite late for the one we saw, so I'm glad that we sort of went in and had it. Like, I knew that it was there, so I wasn't waiting for nothing.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for today's episode. Catch us in another 2 days, Wednesday, and we'll be back as long as I haven't fucked anything up with the recording.
Nailed it. Bye.
All right.